Corey, why don't you take it home and remind yourself not to be so damn stupid?
This is fake as hell, man.
Oh, shut up. David, Rick, sometimes I think you're stupid.
Pawn Stars is definitely an entertaining show, which comes with a bucket full of knowledge and bargaining skills to make a max profit. But it always ain't that way. Sometimes the losses are much larger than anticipated. Today, we're going to see how Pawn Stars lost $876,498 on deals. A regular day at the shop where everyone is chilling and doing their thing. And then, a man comes with a framed letter. In a shocking turn of events, it is nothing else but a historical document signed by none other than Napoleon Bonaparte himself with a seal of the same period. He sure has surfaced in pawn shops around the world. The great French emperor's signatures, once valued at millions of dollars, are now being traded like common goods. But nothing common is sold at this store. Imagine buying a Napoleon-signed document online for a few dollars and selling it for profit at the pawn shop. Genuinely a smart move.
Where'd you get this? Online.
And yes, there are a lot of copies here and there on the market. Let us see what Corey has to say about it.
And you got a COA here. Mm-hmm. Okay, it seems like it's from a pretty legit company.
Without a moment's hesitation, the man eagerly offered $10,000 for a simple piece of paper encased in a frame.
Well, you know I'm gonna say like 10 grand.
10 grand for a mere display item? The mind boggles. It's hard to believe the amount of money that some people are willing to part with for seemingly insignificant things. But who are we to judge? Perhaps this piece of paper holds sentimental value to the buyer, or maybe it's part of a larger collection. Whatever the case may be, one thing is clear. Money talks, and it can speak quite loudly at times.
10 grand's just way too much. You're gonna have to come down quite a bit, man.
And yes, I'm not disrespecting it, but no one double-checked the letter. In this business, they should not even touch things without knowing if they're fake or not. And the amount is crazy high. We all know how prices drop here. Corey has his bet at $1,500. That is fair considering it comes with a risk. And when the guy tells how he feels the price is really low, Corey, being Corey, is trying to convince him to sell for less.
I'm thinking more along the lines of $1,500.
Well, it sounds fair to me. Honestly, the guy asked for $5,000.
How about 5?
But Corey explains to him how he needs to reframe it and gives a list of his expenditures. Smart move, young man.
I'm gonna have to get this reframed. There's gonna be work involved.
Eventually, he brings him to $2,000, which is a pretty huge risk considering no expert was called for the advice. But a deal is a deal.
I'll give you $2,000 for it, man. That's the best I can do.
I didn't pay that much for it, so let's do it.
2,000?
2,000.
All right, sweet, man. I'll meet you right over there.
And here comes the moment where he's gonna brag about his new authentic purchase to Rick.
Check it out. Original Napoleon document with certificate of authenticity.
But Rick is a man of values and wanted to know for sure that the sealed and signed letter is 100% legit. Because 12 grand for that is a crazy amount if it isn't real.
I'm not gonna sell something like this to someone for 12 grand and not know for sure it's real.
At first, Corey appears to be quite hesitant about seeking out an expert. Or, let's call it what it is, downright lazy.
Have you had it checked out by anybody?
No, it looked right to me.
He's dragging his feet, procrastinating, and coming up with every excuse in the book to avoid taking action. It's almost as if he's afraid of putting in the effort and hard work required to improve his situation.
I mean, it's got a COA, guys. Is it that big of a deal?
But the truth is, sometimes we all need a little push to get us moving in the right direction. What did the expert think about?
This is not one of those original manuscript copies.
Ooh.
So what we've got here is very clearly a replica of a very important document.
What's your verdict? Is it an invaluable treasure for a mere trinket worth far less than the hefty sum of $2,000 shelled out? Ouch. This is why an expert is better to be consulted before any purchase is made at a pawn shop. Well, there goes $2,000 down the drain. What is the actual worth of it, you ask? Definitely not the amount that was paid. 2 zeros less. It is worth $20 max. Rick is not mad at him. Instead, he is happy that Corey faced a loss and would learn something from it.
Sometimes Corey's ego gets the best of him, but it's a lesson he's gonna have to learn.
It's gonna rest in the bin, sweet and nice. Well, the comment section is gold in such videos, and we all love scrolling through them and getting opinions of others. There were so many comments saying that Corey scammed the guy, thinking he'd be getting $12,000 for it. But instead, he himself got scammed and lost $2,000. Now, we don't know who to believe, but a loss is a loss. and he can't argue about whether it's huge or less. But it's not just Corey. Chumlee had made an equal amount of losses. We all know Pawn Stars and their love for comic collections. Some of their collections made them thousands of dollars of profit. But is this collection a good fit? Or just like the letter, this is also a fake?
Okay, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. Lord of the Vampires.
Rick is always hesitant to let Chumlee handle business transactions alone because of his track record of messing up deals in the shop. However, this time it wasn't Chumlee's fault, as he unwittingly fell victim to a scammer. She bought 7 boxes stacked up with all kinds of comics. To be honest, that many boxes of comics are a scary purchase, because you don't know if they're even the first collection or just local stuff. But as always, Chum was all too excited about it.
Dude, you acting like you're an expert in this. You better get somebody down here that knows what they're talking about.
Well, Chum validated his interest by saying it was from the Bronze era of comics and could be sold for a pretty good price. But is that the truth, or is he just reasoning it and being lazy to call an expert?
They're from the Bronze Age of comics, and bronze is only 2 steps away from gold. And there's 7 boxes of these babies.
Well, Chum, we don't think you should have tested your luck so much. He just said, sometimes you can feel the deal, and went on without consulting an expert. She's asking $2,000 for it. Again, that's a lot of money. He bought them all for $500. I personally think that's a lot considering he knew nothing about comics and didn't even check the other boxes correctly. Well, guess what? The deal is closed, and Rick walks in and asks Chum to go get them checked by an expert. Yet again, I have no hopes for good news, but let us give it a shot. It's astounding how out of 7 enormous boxes of comics, the expert could only manage to salvage a measly 18 books with any real value. It just goes to show how difficult it is to find truly valuable items in a sea of worthless clutter.
You got First Taskmaster, First Nova, Red Hulk, some good stuff. There's Doctor Strange in there.
When you see Rick holding his head, it's like a telltale sign that something terrible is about to happen. Maybe it's a deal gone south, or perhaps it's a mistake someone made at the shop. Whatever it is, you know it's not good news. The tension is palpable, and you can almost feel the anxiety radiating from everyone around. But despite all this, you can't help but watch, transfixed by the drama unfolding before your eyes. It's like a car crash. You know you shouldn't look, but you just can't help yourself. Prepare yourself for the shocking revelation of the true value of those 18 books. Despite the initial excitement and hopes for a lucrative outcome, the bitter truth unveils itself. Drumroll, please. The actual price of those supposedly valuable books amounts to a mere $200.
You know, there's about $200 retail.
Other couple £100 of comic books are worth?
About 5 cents a book if you're lucky.
Yes, you heard it right. $200 measly dollars. It's a devastating blow. Another loss that leaves the Pawn Stars reeling with disappointment. It's as if the winds of misfortune refuse to relent, leaving them with barely anything left in their hands. But fear not, every setback serves as a lesson learned and fuels their unwavering determination to seek out the next hidden treasure. Despite the hardships, they'll rise again, ready to face the challenges head on, as the pursuit of the extraordinary and the quest for that game-changing deal never ceases. Once again, Chumlee has fallen prey to a sly woman who charmed her way into tricking him. It seems like he never learns his lesson, and Rick is left shaking his head in frustration. Someone in the comments section went all out and said how they thought the comics were not fake, they were just not worth anything. And I personally second that the woman low-key had goodwill and wanted to get rid of the comics. She never said they were masterpieces, so we can't exactly blame anyone here. She might have done it out of pure innocence, or maybe not. But Chum for sure had the ego boost in the form of a sexy lady buying all her stuff and pretending to be a professional at this while his coworker kept asking him to get an expert and get them checked for real value. And if you think $2,000 was a crazy ask, this next person has a book signed by none other than Shoeless Joe Jackson. Shoeless Joe Jackson was a legendary baseball player whose legacy is as captivating as his nickname. He's known for his raw talent on the field and the controversial role he played in the infamous Black Sox scandal, leaving fans wondering if justice was ever truly served. In a stunning turn of events, the owner of the book boldly demanded a jaw-dropping price tag of $30,000.
I'd like to get like $30,000 for the book.
The audacity. But here's where things take an intriguing twist. Are you ready for a mind-blowing fact about Joe Jackson? Brace yourself. Despite his incredible talent on the baseball field, Shoeless Joe Jackson was actually illiterate.
Well, he was illiterate. He could not read. His wife signed everything for him.
Yes, you heard that right. The man couldn't read or write, which makes his signature all the more remarkable and enigmatic. It's as if his illiteracy adds an aura of mystery and intrigue to his autograph, making it a rare gem in the realm of sports.
So this could really be an amazing signature.
You will not find a rare autograph.
Who would have thought that behind the legend of a baseball icon lies a captivating story of a man who conquered the diamond with skill, but never conquered the written word?
But Joe Jackson's signature is so rare and so expensive, I just have to take the gamble before this guy walks out the door with it.
Well, let me tell you the juicy details of this intense negotiation. Rick, being the shrewd businessman that he is, wasn't about to part ways with a whopping 30 grand so easily. He could sense the undeniable value of the book, no doubt about it. After some fierce back and forth, the tensions mounting with every passing moment, a compromise was reached. The dust settled and they agreed on a figure right smack in the middle, $13,000.
I'll go $13,000. I won't go a penny more.
Okay, let's do it.
It was a triumph for Rick, a victory in his quest to strike a deal that satisfied both his business acumen and the book owner's desire for a fair price.
But a once-in-a-lifetime piece like this, I think it's definitely worth the gamble.
The thrill of the negotiation, the dance of the numbers, and the satisfaction of finding common ground. This is what the pawn business is all about. But wait, is it even worth it? What do the experts say about it? Is it yet again a costly blunder?
This signature is real. This is by far one of the craziest things you brought to me.
She did agree the sign looked real to her, but sadly it wasn't, since he was illiterate. The signature is very controversial, and Rick sent the draft to the consensus of the community for approval. What did they say?
During our thorough examination that prevented us from certifying the autographs, which means it's fake, and Joe's first name has been erased and signed over the original.
And obviously, Grandpa would be sarcastic at such times. Honestly, now more than ever.
Great job.
Talking about being sarcastic,
Chumley, you're in.
the fury and indignation towards Chumley were detectable as everyone could see through his frivolous spending habits. And the tension was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. A man bought a supposed Gibson mandolin and asked $3,000 for it. Now, it's very clear that such instruments need to be checked by an expert before purchase, not after. But I guess they'd be losing their minds once in a while. Chumley's expert haggling skills paid off, as he managed to secure the item for a mere $1,500, much to the surprise of both the seller and his colleagues at the pawn shop.
15 sounds fair. I can make a
15?
profit.
All right, that sounds good. I appreciate it.
His ability to negotiate a great deal is unparalleled, making him a valuable asset to the team. But what does the expert say? Is it a jackpot or a lost cause?
The decal, you can see where it was cut out with some scissors.
Furthermore, he added this.
This is something Gibson never even used. This is fake as hell, man.
Well, obviously the people back at the office had some serious concerns about it.
You paid $1,500 for this? You're gonna give me my $1,500 back one way or the other.
I think this was the last option poor Chum had. I know this last bit is scripted, but it is so fun to watch Chum like that.
Oh, I need some money. Oh, I need some money.
Keep playing the blues, Chumley.
Thanks, boss.
You got to come up with $1,500, so you're going to be here for a while.
From his, I believe this is the worst thing to do in pawn shop business. Despite being one of the most experienced players in the pawn shop business, even Rick sometimes makes mistakes. It just goes to show that no one is infallible, and mistakes can happen to anyone, no matter how much experience they have. But that's part of the excitement of the business. You never know what surprises each day might bring, and every mistake is a valuable learning opportunity.
I have a Sioux Youth vest.
Okay.
I believe it was made in about 1890.
The piece he brought at the store is sure as hell a pretty one.
I was looking at 1800.
But is it worth $1,800? I mean, it is a baby vest. You can't just assume it's going to be that expensive because there's literally no guarantee if that's authentic. And who is even paying that large amount for a baby vest? Rick bargained and purchased the Indian baby vest for $1,300. Now, that is not a small amount either. And he made the same mistake buying it without consulting the expert first. The expert is called later to take a look at it, And honestly, no point. They already spent so much on this that knowing it might be fake is just going to increase those tense lines on their forehead. But let us hear what the experts said about it.
From looking at the beadwork, it looks to be Sioux or it's Northern Plains beadwork. Unfortunately, I don't think this is from that time period.
But wait, later it is revealed that it is real, but it was made for sale and not for personal use. So that kind of affects the resale value a lot. And Rick doesn't cheat with his customers. So I guess he just has to face the consequences of not being smart and going with the gut at that moment. But wait, Corey had a call from someone saying that the vest is actually real. Does that mean Rick is the boss and never messes up?
Here, it's Mark Holpatton. That Indian vest you bought is actually real.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
Nope.
Well, I guess tit for tat. Better luck next time, Rick. I personally love this environment of work for them. They sure do make mistakes, but laugh it off. This should be the way people do it, but generally, they don't. What I loved the most about this episode was the way Corey made a fake call, all for fun and just to get Rick's reaction. Well, that's only fair because Rick makes them realize they made a mistake in brutal ways. This was far better, at least. Well, Pawn Stars certainly took a massive hit, losing a staggering amount of these ill-fated deals. It's a financial blow that leaves a bitter taste in their mouths, a painful reminder of the risks and uncertainties that come with the pawn business. But hey, that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you win big and other times you take a gut-wrenching loss. It's a stark reminder that even the best in the business can't always predict the outcome. Despite this setback, the Pawn Stars will regroup, learn from their mistakes, and continue their quest for remarkable treasures and lucrative deals. After all, in the unpredictable world of pawning, the thrill of the chase and the allure of the next big score will always keep them coming back for more. So which one of these shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more such videos, and I'll see you in another one. Peace out.